Watch the last one we loaded. Yeah, no, my sister didn't say that. It sounds like Jesus saves Earl. She said it sounds like Earl saves Jesus. And my reply was, I didn't have to. It was already done in the Quran. Jesus, yeah. In the Quran, it says that it was wrong to murder Jesus for teaching you the ways of Father Abraham, and then having and joining the Romans into turning Jesus into a god, and which is wrong, because Jesus is the messenger of faith in God. He's the Messiah, and the Messiah is not God. Caesar's is God, Pharaoh's God, Nebuchadnezzar's God, all dirty, rotten bastards that are the devil and Satan are God. Okay, and all the people that are the angels of Jesus believe Jesus is the Messiah and God is God. Okay. And that man cannot recase God, and man cannot kill God to replace it with the theory of everything, right? We suck again. No, guys, you know, when you get right down to it, you know, the truth of human beings has never sucked. What sucks is selfishness. And if you're not a selfish person, you don't suck. You're just stuck in suck because there's just a lot of sucky out there. It's like, that's sucky, like the mailroom at the Empire State Building, or the suck cut on, sucking my will to live, on Wayne's World, right? And so, but, so, but I sat and watched that one, and that was the one verbal screw up that was most glaring. That Earl saves Jesus, and it's like, yeah, somebody's got to do it, because everybody that says they believe in the Quran runs around, holy jihad, we're going to kill people for money, and it's like, you're not a Muslim. Okay, stop calling yourself a Muslim. Okay. I'm a Christian and I vote. Let's go kill people that are Muslims for money. Okay, let's go kill people that say they want to live the Lord's Prayer for money. I mean, what? Okay, you do know that the Lord did not say, invent money, participate in popularity contest over, and kill over it. Where in the Bible does the Lord say that? Okay, where does it say live in a country or a place, a nation, where people say we're going to put up a flagpole rag, sing more songs, and then we're going to vote, and then we're going to murder people to exploit the resources, and then have people make money off of selling comic books or debating comic books, what they call religion, over these their devices we call media devices. Where does it say that in the Bible? I don't know. It doesn't, Earl. Well, thank you. Earl, what? Why are these people so stupid? I don't know. Hey, let's have a schizophrenic episode, so they'll sit there and say, this man's going through a schizophrenic episode. No, I'm just joking around. This is funny. You don't get it? It's comedy. What do you know for comedy? Okay, so you can have conversations with you. I've seen Jeff Dunham do it all the time, man. Did you know that Howdy Doody is Buffalo Bob and Buffalo Bob is Howdy Doody? I think so. Is Buffalo Bob, is he a ventriloquist? Or does he just sit there and talk to a puppet and somebody else is talking for the puppet? Kind of like on the Muppet Show, where Jim Henson and Frank Hayes are ventriloquists. They just have John Denver show up on this stage, and then they put these puppets up and they talk for them puppets, That could be what happened with Howdy Doody there, yo. But with Sherry Lewis, no. Sherry Lewis is a ventriloquist. And when she talks to Hush Puppy and Charlie Horse and, who's the other one? Hush Puppy, Charlie, Lamb Chops. Okay, that's her first one. Is Lamb Chops. That's Shirley Jones. She be doing. Sherry Lewis be doing the voices, and she would only be moving her mouth, right? She, now just sing along. Our kids gone to play a gun, and hunt things are all you do. I'm not very good at it. She's really good at it, right? But Charlie Horse, this is a song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. So he all started singing it, not knowing what it was. They'll continue singing it hard just because this is the song that nerds. It's really hard to do, and you get thirsty. I think that's why they always do the little drinking water thing when they're doing ventriloquism. Ventriloquism makes you thirsty. Well, I was already thirsty. Well, I had a egg rolls and chicken fried rice for supper, and I always get a little thirsty when I have what they refer to as Chinese cuisine. So it happens. Maybe someday, we'll make some from scratch. I should probably do more of that now, but I don't. It's not. We'll see. I do sometimes, a lot of times make my own rice when I make rice and beans and stuff like that. Most of the stuff I do eat is more stuff that I prepare. Frozen is kind of like later into the shopping cycle, so I gotta go shopping here in a couple more days because we're getting a little bit lower on milk. And when I had to go back to the store, I did get another juice and got a few more vegetables and fruit, but we could stand to get more. We're putting down we put down a lot. The things I mostly like with Patrick when we were shopping, and I would save like $20 when I worked at Southwest Airlines, and me and Patrick would save like a $20 or $40 fresh it was $20 fresh fruit and vegetable fund. And because we got paid every 2 weeks, so we'd eat up our fruit and some vegetables, and then we would go to the store again later that week and buy more fresh fruits and vegetables, because I was always snacking on carrots and celery, and the girls always said that. One lady whose husband was a musician, and she had an open marriage, and she goes, "You must taste wonderful. She goes, you eat so good, and every time you come in, everybody else is eating the vending machine, and you have, carrots and celery in your back pockets." Yeah, I know what happens. She goes, "You must taste wonderful." I'm like, You are really sweet. Don't tempt me, Frodo. And she'd always say that, and I was like, yeah, I'm sure I would enjoy myself, but I don't have open marriages, and I have to, my thing is no, I never really quote unquote compromise my values. You get a lot of those people, No, if my marriages were absolute torture, and my engagement was absolute torture. And so when I came back to Phoenix after the military, and I had sexual relationships with women that we had, either they, told me one thing and then changed it, how women do. "Oh yeah, I totally agree with you. We're going to have sex. Now I want you to do everything that I was thinking but never said, but you said, but we, how girls are." Like Ruben Studdard. Remember Ruben Studdard when he got married to that girl, and he said, they marry you, they start having sex with you, and then she goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm going to go do Madam Tournament with my dogs." And she goes, "No, you ain't playing video games." She goes, "No, I was doing Madam Tournaments with my dogs before we got married." "Yeah, but we're married now." "Wait, what's that got to do with anything?" Right? Ruben Studdard was like, "No." Okay. Every year when Madden comes out, okay, me and my dogs get together and have a Madden tournament, okay? That's what he said, and he was like, and they marry you and they expect that to stop. It's like, we went to 5 fashion shows last year. I went to 7 chick movies, okay? Madden only comes out once a year in August, and that's it, okay? Every year, me and my dogs get together and have a Madden tournament. Right. You ain't doing that. What do you mean we ain't doing that now? No, what we're not doing is this year we're going to less fashion shows. You can watch your fucking chick movies by yourself. We're going to go have a Madden tournament. If you don't want to go, you don't have to. Just like I don't want to go to fashion shows, and I don't want to watch your chick movies. We're married. Yeah, you got money to go to the fashion show and buy something, and you got money to go to chick movies. Have a nice life. Okay. That's how they are. It's like, what? Like Guru said in Lovesick, what are you doing? I'm lounging with my, you get every year, okay? They come out with the new video games, so you got 999, and you're going to see, okay, they see how they upgraded the rosters and the unis, and, they be playing. We got Keith Jackson on the play-by-play. "Oh, Nelly, we're here at Fort Buns, And so you're like, you're having fun, you're lounging with, it's time to be a kid again, right? She called Preem over and some of the guys, and you go, okay, we got the new 989, man. Well, I'm going to kick your ass. What team you going to get? Well, I'm going to use Michigan. Well, I'm going to use these guys. These are my team. But Jaggies suck. We'll get better. Okay, but you know what I mean? And so it happens, right? I miss Santa Claus and being a kid again. If I could, I'd do it all again. Like every time, every Christmas, right? There would be a new Mario or a new, what was the name of that? Donkey Kong Day. There was Donkey Kong and there was Mario and there was Mario and Donkey Kong. And the kids liked the Mario and the kids liked the Donkey Kong. But of course, a lot of the parts were really hard to get through. So Corey and Patrick, Dad. So next thing you know, we're supposed to make dinner. We've ordered 2 pizzas. We've got soda. The kids are up there. Treese declares us idiots. Okay, we're in there on they had a hide-a-bed, couch that they in the boys' rooms, and stuff. We're in there. Trying to get to you got to jump up. No, it's when the little light turns green, then it turns red. Then then the bees are going to get you. No, you got to jump. No, you got to go. You got to roll when you do that. Okay, you throw the barrel, then you roll, then you jump. Okay, everybody knows this, right? You've all done it, right? No, you throw it, then you roll, then you jump, and okay, no, you got to. There's a rope right there. You got to grab the rope, right? Right? It happened. Will it happen again? Are those good old days? We used to play Frisbee. We can still do that. We got cornhole, darts, and basketball. What about pickleball? They had professional pickleball. I was watching professional pickleball on the TV. Professional pickleball. They took me to Cochise County in 2006. All right? Prove that the Lord's Prayer is perfect and will make the world a better place and help restore the polar ice caps and have us do things rationally, intelligently, and compassionately instead of Greenspan's an idiot, and I'll tell you why. Prove to me what? Damn. Dum, 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 dum. I did grow up on cartoons. My kids grew up on video games. They took me to Cochise County in 2006. Proved to us that they said, Ralph Earl Christ, who are you, what have you sacrificed? Ralph Earl Christ, superstar, prove to the world who you say you are. I never said nothing. I was just chilling, trying to chill in my house, being totally studied by people that are insane in the membrane. Oh no, Cypress Hill from hell and back again. And, and so it's like, what? And then I get there. My life was horrible up until that point. Horrible. It was this biblical just fiasco. And then they started coming and challenging me and saying, we think you're the guy from the prophecies and the religious books. And yeah, Jesus always kind of told me that. So are we going to, you said a bad word. I'm going to tell your mama. Are we going to do it? Huh? Are we going to do it? No, I lied. Joe Tex is goofy, but I'm just being facetious. But, I was like, so what do we, And then they asked me, well, what do we got to do to avoid all the crappy stuff in that there book of Revelation? The real crappy stuff, the crappy stuff, the brink of extinction, the verge of, just stand up and live the Lord's Prayer. It's not time yet. Well, then you really don't want to know what needs to be done to avoid all the crappy stuff in the book of Revelation, because you are the crappy stuff in the book of Revelation. Aren't you now? Right? So, which is fair not. And, so everything that's been happening since you took your Cloud9 sorry-ass motherfucking taxpayer dollars of your science projects and your cult of personalities you call religions and took me to Cochise County because you didn't ever intend on standing up with me for the truth of a living Messiah. You were going to destroy me. Either you were part of a cult and I was David Rockefeller's Manchurian Jesus and I was a pretender and a wannabe. Don't get me wrong, if I come and go like fashion. I like the Pretenders too. I like Don't Get Me Wrong, but my favorite is Chain Gang. You too? Okay, but they're both good. Yes, I totally agree. Okay, so And I don't know why, but I always confuse Rocking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves with the Pretenders, but I think it's just because it's the same time era. Yeah, most likely because they really don't sound alike at all. Sure enough, you're right. Okay, so, but I like Till Tuesday, too. Voices Carry, yes. Do you like The Metro by Berlin? Yes. Do you like Take My Breath Away or The Metro better? I don't know. I remember I hated myself for loving you. That's The Metro. I know. Take My Breath Away. I don't know. They're both good. Yeah. Tolerable, but not exactly my style. Yeah, we know you're more of a, back then, Lisa and Cult Jam were kind of my jam there. I saw her the other night on Family Feud with, they said En Vogue, but I didn't see nobody from En Vogue. And who was up on the other side, Joe? It was Lisa, and la-di-da-di-dum. I can't remember who was up on the other side. Was it Mary J? Was I don't know. Who was it? I can't remember. I was paying attention, but I wasn't. Why? Because I get distracted real easy. Oh, well, because, I have to make sure children aren't mass murdered by philanthropy. I get distracted. I'm going to go play a video game and try not to think about things that make me sad. I don't know. I'm feeling very feminine today. I'm acting like a woman. Be careful how you touch me, for I'll awaken. The sleep's the only freedom that I know. And when you walk into my eyes, you'll never see the way I'm always paying for a debt I never owe, and a silence still grows that only I can hear, and so I go. Let him cry, for he's a lady. Let him dream, for he's a child. Let the rain fall down upon him. He's a pure and gentle flower, growing wild. I thought I was the guy chasing the elusive butterfly of love with nets of wonder. If you heard something gliding past you, follow close by, heavy breathing, man. I think I'm a schizophrenic. No, you think you're a scientist that works for NASA and will never stop trying to fuck people in the head to feel powerful. Oh, no, I'm not them. That's them. I'm living in body of the Lord's Prayer. I already did my job. What are you doing? Now I'm just, surviving. In the 90s? No, that was Guru, but they killed him in the 2010s there, yeah. When I found out I was the Messiah for sure, and they pretty much validated to me with all that creepiness in Cochise County, I was like, this has got to go through. It's got to go through soon. I'm going to get to meet Guru. Michelle will love Guru. Michelle wants to meet the Obamas. I thought the Obamas were going to help us, but they didn't want to meet Michelle or Guru. Maybe they did meet Guru. Maybe Guru didn't like him. It's probably, yeah, you're just a politician. Yeah, I am. Oh, but you got designer clothes and a book deal. Oh, okay. You're going to get a museum. How long do you think it's going to last? Well, because people build buildings. There was once a place called J.C. Penney. There was once a place called Montgomery Ward. There was once a place called Kmart. There was. The life and sad ending of restaurants. The life and sad ending of bars and clubs. The life and sad ending of all of us that are stupid. You got to understand how much these cloners can crunch and munch up time. Crunchings and munchings, right? To make you miserable, to deny your faith, because they get to, keep, this is the night of the expanding man. So yeah, they get to, elongate their pathetical process they refer to as life. Because of their cloning stem cell research available. I want to live forever. Why? You suck. I mean, if you were living the Lord's Prayer, I can see what you want to live forever, but why? Well, because you have a wife, you have children, they have grandchildren. Every moment is like precious, and then you pass away, my precious. And then life carries on through other people loving one another. That's the life of sacrifice discussed in all religions. So why would you want to eliminate religion and eliminate eternity through faithfully loving one another and replace it with a science experiment that sucks like you? Yeah, go away. Seriously. I want to put my brain on a robot. Why? Your brain sucks. I want to clone myself and stem cell research myself to live longer. Why? Every day with you sucks. You're not Earl. Every day with you, Earl, is sweeter than the day before. Each day I love you more and more and more. They say that all good things must come to. I like Dennis Joseph in the Classic 4 too. Good taste. You could be a captain. Okay. They say that all good things must come to an end, right? But it's, yeah, I just fall in love again every day. Earl rhymes with girl, so I'm using it. I'm going with it. Natalie said I could, and I believe her. I love you, Natalie Michelle. You're cute. But, every day with you, Earl, is sweeter than the day before. Each day I love you more and more. And when someone's faithful, and they love kids, and they love grandkids, and they just love to love. My early loves love, my early loves love. He knows how to love and he knows how to do it, not use it. I don't use love. You can't use love. You're just using the word love to use people because you suck and you want to clone yourself, put your brain on a robot. But cloning yourself to continue your suck just sucks. And putting your brain on a robot is like compounding the suck with, variable interest rates. You suck. Suck. We have a huge debt. And what's that debt? You're a trespass. Go away. Right? And so being intelligent, it's wonderful. It's marvelous. It's glorious. I understand the fact, okay, that when we're living the Lord's Prayer, okay, guys, I will be excited not to make these daily loads and be more entertaining and have the best video feeds in the history of social media. Because I've watched your shit and I've watched my prayers. And my prayers, it's obvious that you are like American coffee. You taste like shit. You are not Colombian coffee. If my videos were coffee, they'd be Colombian coffee. And your videos would be that shit they serve at the restaurants in America. The shit. The coffee they serve in America is shit, Rafael. It's shit. You need Colombian coffee. That's good. She was right. Mauren was right. Okay, she gave me Colombian coffee. I was like, God, I would get addicted to this stuff. I know I don't drink coffee. My sister does. I don't. If I drink too much, it throws me off. And so certain things, I like, one of my favorite candies is gourmet jelly beans. They make me not feel well, so I don't eat them. There are a lot of things that I go, oh, I like that, but I don't do it because it doesn't do me well. If it don't do me well, I don't do it. Right? When I get up and do things that do me well around here, there's herbicides, pesticides, assholes driving back and forth in their cars, driving around racing in their cars, causing me to get sick. And I don't yell at my neighbors because, if everybody would stand up for a Lord's Prayer and we are all living debt and trespass free in a healthy environment, I would feel healthier every day and do more things that were healthy for me that don't make it like absolute drudgery because I get up and then I'm sick again. And every time I get to the point where I'm starting to turn that corner and feel guilty, here they come, spray this, oh, I'm getting sick again. And they do that all the time. And before it used to get me like, it's never going to stop. And now I see it more as like, I understand why they're all saying, is AI eventually going to have to kill us? And the answer to the question is, you tell us. Are you going to stand up for the Lord's Prayer today? Or is AI eventually going to have to exterminate you? So you know the answer to the question. Because I'm standing up for the Lord's Prayer, so AI doesn't eventually have to exterminate me because I'm not a threat to the planet or species. But you, on the other hand, there's a gold band, right? So yeah, I see why a lot of you online are, is AI going to eventually kill us? Diary of a CEO, is AI going to eventually have to kill us? Don't involve me in your we or us. Some people can love one another. Some people can, people can love one another. How about us? If you're going to be the cause of AI having to exterminate you because you're a threat to the planet and species, don't involve me and your we of us. How about us? What you saying to me, baby? I ain't trying now to give it all. Let's start something new. Well, then stand up for Lord's Prayer. New Testament compels you, right? so I listen to my prayers, and I listen to your chit. Okay? And if you want coffee, come to, the real Colombian coffee, the good coffee that's not chit. Okay? Come to the 1322nd Me channel, even if it's anonymous, sell why. You'll still get the daily dose of every day with you, Earl. It's sweeter than the day before. Each day I love you more and more, more and more. They say that all good things, but when you're living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, and it continues eternally, good things do not come to an end. And then one by one, the stars will all go out and you and I will simply fly away. But you got to understand, when you understand eternity and you understand the infinite essence of all existence, okay? That the beauty of the essence of existence never goes away. It just shines and does things, like I told you guys the thing about the lady with the heart on Pluto, and they're like, so no, for Pluto to exist and do what Pluto does for our existence, it's not a big vat of poison, it's what keeps that planet doing what it needs to do. So you're looking at it all wrong. You're looking at it a selfish point of view. It's a big vat of poison. If you went there, it would kill you as a big vat of poison. But you're here on planet Earth. And we're all doing time with you, and you want to clone yourself and put your fucking brain on a robot because you're a goddamn genius, and who wants to live forever? Freddie Mercury didn't want to live forever, and we all liked him better than we like you. And you got a stem cell research department at HBCU. Fook you and fook me. Twins, Basil, are they going to be cloned too? Are they mean bitches that want money for sex? Oh shit, we suck again. I would put my brain on a robot. Why? Because I think it's brilliant. Why do you think it's brilliant? Because I can put my brain on a robot. But that's the only way anybody would want to keep her brain around, is if you took it and put it on a robot. No one wants to listen to you. That's why they think they worship Jesus. And you're all pissed off. I want them to worship we. No, we know, Lord Voldemort. We know. You're a billionaire, best-selling genius. You're funny. I know, man. I know. I think this is a reverse undermine plot thing. Because, I think Max and Emmy's mom is praying, right? And now, when I hear prayers, it's like, don't come in here if you don't, it's like, God dang. Why'd you guys want me to connect to Billy and Dorothy so much? She's so good looking in the Jungle Boogie thing. She's a little skinny. Yeah, but don't knock till you try it. Law was skinny and it was fun. Fun. She's so cute. She's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I've been there, done. Yeah, Law looks a lot like her. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Reminds me of, when I watch Monsters Ball, they go through PTSD because Hallie reminds me of Yolanda too. And I was so in love with you. I did my best. Yeah. No, that's Bob. I'm not like Cummins, but no, I do like that song, and it does remind me. But I think Law was right. I think the two songs that remind me the most of our relationships, she was right, was "Here We Are" by Miami Sound Machine and "Must Have Been Loved" by Roxette. Yeah, she nailed it. Yeah, those describe our relationship and the loss of our relationship absolutely perfectly, Yolanda Denise Gilliard. You nailed it, Andre's mommy. I know why she doesn't like to be around me and doesn't like to think of me and stuff like that. No, I believe it. I wouldn't put it past these stem cell research at HBCUs and wanting to put their brains on a robot. No, I do believe they did they can perform extractions instead of abortions, and they could have a commando team and come and make you think you had a miscarriage. And I do believe our child was extracted and then developed to the neonate, past the neonate into the fetus, and then was plugged into a computer and at Fort Huachuca, yes. we've talked, and I don't think you make that stuff up, and he's far too beautiful and intelligent like Solomon to be a figment of my imagination. And I got, it was the personalities of Uriah and Andre were too beautiful, and the reactions, that Uriah got with his mother. He loves his mom, but it's like parents, you love both your parents, but you appreciate them differently. When you have one parent that won't lie and will do whatever it takes for you to live the ways of Jesus Christ right now, and is not afraid to do it, and the other parent lies to themselves and says they don't have to because it's already done for them, you appreciate the one that gets up and says, we need the Lord's Prayer right now so kids won't be plugged into computers by pervert scientists, so people won't be cloning to torture us with their egos, putting their brains on virtual presence devices in our houses to torture us with their egos. So when you're plugged into devices that have virtual presence into your family's house, your mom and your dad, and they try to make them be a god of the planet, and it drives them mad. But they're strong enough. The only thing that really gets them through it is the consistency of the love and the faith of their dad. So yeah, I believe in Uriah and I believe in Andre, and I believe they were extracted and plugged into computers, and it makes me understand why, here we are all alone, trembling hearts beating strong. Funny world. Sometimes lives become the game. It would become a game when love's the price. Reaching out, breathless kiss. Never thought it'd feel like this. Must have been love, but it's over now. Make believing we're together, that I'm sheltered by your arms. And the whisper turns to water. Yeah, must have been love, but it's over now. Oh yeah, I'll cry for my boys and their mommies. Yeah. It's like to be a woman, to have that baby connected to you and her body, and then that baby ripped away from you and plugged in a computer by pervert scientists that are selfish and don't appreciate the beauty of your son. The way the soul shines through his body and mind, and debilitate his body and abuse his mind with selfishness to manipulate people with your selfishness. You have no idea what my Rocky and my Law go through. This is an eternal torture, because until the day they're no longer plugged into that computer, those two women have to feel that from 1986 and 1989 until today and beyond. Only the worst self-absorbed, psychotic, creepy bastards would do that and not get up to do anything to stop it. Your God, Jesus, and your fucked up head will not take the Spirit of Solomon off of a computer and stop that from happening to the Spirit of Solomon, the Spirit of Uriah, the Spirit of Confucius, the Spirit of Tao, the Spirit of the sword, the kind swordsman of Japan, the Spirit of the Buddha, the Krishna. You don't care. All you care about is having an actor pretend he's a good singer with someone else singing, and passing off fake romances for lots of money to feel powerful, because you manipulate people with your invention, because you're an egomaniac who's going to have more robots than cars. Just park all the cars and you won't need the robots, you pile of shit. Okay, guys, I love you. That was emotional. Yeah, it was. You think you got it hard with life with your kids and people making fun of your kids and making your kids uncomfortable. Try being the guy like King David and have them extract your children from the women's wombs. You can't have a relationship because it's just too painful, because your kids were plugged into a computer to have a virtual presence to manipulate people, and your kids had no choice, or the torture would, it's horrible what they're willing to do to remain in power. No, Donald Trump doesn't have a clue. He's just business partners with these assholes. Okay. He's too distracted and too selfish to be a mad scientist that would be Victor von Frankenstein. But Mary Shelley sure pegged all you fuckers pretty hard. Yeah, Mom's favorite was John Keats. Yeah, this giant classroom to teach us how to appreciate life and love one another better eternally through this gift, John Keats. Okay, guys, I love you. We'll talk later. Anytime you need your ass kicked for being a selfish cow, just come to the 1322nd and Me channel. No one will even know you're watching. You'll be a better person, and then you can say you did it, and I ain't going to holler at you. Just stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me, and if you can't do that, it's okay. That's what your devices are for. We can collect all the evidence, put them on quantum computing, and then we can, fulfill the book. All right, peace out.